Welcome to Let's Get Serious. I am Megan Reinking, and directly below me is Dan Tybault.
Hello.
Then going around the circle next to him is our favorite guest, Walter Gray IV.
Hi.
And then right above him, next to me, is Greg Myhre. Hello, welcome to our show. Today we're going to be talking about the Game Awards. We're going to talk about the trailers that were premiered, the winners, all our feelings about all of that as well. Before we jump into that, though, please feel free to head straight below us and hit subscribe, like the little bell notification to get notified when we put new content out to keep up with us here at Let's Get Serious. Okay. So everybody got to watch the Game Awards, correct?
Yeah, I think it went according to plan. I spoke to Walt before the Game Awards, maybe text message about a week ago, and he basically called it. It was almost a clean sweep for The Last of Us 2, and I think it deserved everything it got.
Oh, stretching.
I just have to stretch real quick.
You're stretching.
I need to stretch.
Yeah.
That's a good stretch.
Yeah, it's a good stretch.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly, first impressions, I was overwhelmed by how many world premiere trailers there were.
I know.
So much to be excited for, but also just to keep track of. I was a little overwhelmed. That was my first impression. But yes, I was also happy that some of the favorites, it seems, from online and some other friends, still got took away some great award, like Hades. A lot of people wanted to be Game of the Year, and I just figured because not everybody had played Hades, it's not on multi-platform. I mean, neither is Last of Us, I guess. So
Right.
I was trying to take into account how accessible each game was, but yeah, it's hard to. I'm also biased, as we all know, and probably from the last episode, if everybody watched that, I'm very biased, obviously. Yeah. So. Yeah, but also I'm a bit psychic, so that's also how I knew.
I knew that Last of Us 2 was going to be the game, but
I was hoping.
I just thought, dude, well, we talked about this, Danny. Like, I thought, dude, that there was going to be some way that they would mix it up, like they would spread it out. Like, I don't know why I thought that. It's an award show. Like, people can get what they get. It's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be fair, like arbitrarily fair. That's not what I'm saying. It just, I thought they would give like Ghost of Tsushima kind of half the shit, and then and then Last of Us 2 half the shit, because they're basically head and shoulders above the rest of the games.
That's entirely true. Yeah. But Last of Us does something that Ghost of Tsushima doesn't. It made me feel like I wasn't playing a game. It hit on so many emotions that it just, Ghost of Tsushima to me is a perfect game. Last of Us is a perfect game and then some. And I thought maybe because it's an award show, they were going to go just for safety reasons. Ghost of Tsushima wins because, all the death threats that developers, actors got from Last of Us 2. It's unbelievable. And I didn't think that an award show would risk it, but I'm so glad that they said they gave him the award because it was well deserved. Last of Us 2
so basically I bet that they wouldn't do that, and you bet that they would, and you won.
It's interesting you mentioned the the death threats and things like that. I'm so happy that Laura Bailey won for that role. I think Laura Bailey had a harder job in a lot of ways because she was playing a role that, I mean, it's set up for everyone to hate her so much.
And then you got to be likable.
She manages to win at least, people who are open to forgiveness and stretching themselves in uncomfortable emotional places. She manages to win them over. And by the end, like, you don't want either of them to lose. You're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes to the work that she did, that she got the viewers to love her as well, which is pretty remarkable.
I said it on another show that had me on, Party Invite. They're lovely folks. I suggest everyone. I'm plugging another show while I'm on one of my favorite shows.
Party Invite. The more the merrier.
No, I love Community.
Party Invite. I figured as much. Party Invite. You can find them on Facebook. Chris Mowry, who is a new friend of mine, long distance. invited me on, and we're just before the Game Awards about the nominations and our thoughts and things like that. And one of the things I said on that was what I'm going to say briefly right now is pretty much just to piggyback on what Megan just said. She had an uphill battle from the beginning, and I think her acceptance speech was spot on, where she just her being that open and sharing how much of a daunting task it was for her, and realizing, oh, you know, what am I getting myself into? And I don't think anyone can expect the kind of reaction that the game, the leaks, whatever, her involvement manifested, not manifested, they didn't, but you know, just out of the woodwork, lack of a better word, the insanity that
materialized.
And her very graciously kind of alluding to it in her speech, the very, you know, thank you, the very passionate response, which I thought was just deftly handled.
Yeah.
She absolutely deserved it, and Libby and I both agree that she was Libby's pick, and it was very difficult.
Oh, really?
It was very difficult to you know, choose Ashley over Laura or anyone else in the category, really. And that's one of the things about Game Awards. It's how I feel about the Oscars. It's how I feel about most award shows. To compare Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, or Final Fantasy VII Remake, or Hades, or any of these games, they're all Animal Crossing. They're all such different experiences. Now, I'm bouncing back and forth between Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I missed 2 years ago, and I'm loving it, Greek mythology, all that, and Spiritfarer, to catch up with one of the nominations for the game. Both completely different experiences.
I picked it and lost.
I'm loving to be, but you can't compare the two as a game, I feel.
Right.
So that, and especially with performances, I think it's so difficult. I think that was very sneaky of them to put Ashley and Laura up against each other in the same game.
But they both deserve to be in that category, 100%.
Absolutely.
Well, you being a part of Last of Us 2, did you know the whole story before you played the game, or did you get surprised playing the game?
What's kind of wonderful for me as a gamer was I missed enough shoot days. I was either assigned to, you know, what were we shooting at the time? Either Death Stranding or Miles Morales or whatever, to help with those shoots. So I actually missed, for example, spoilers, hopefully you played it by now, I missed Joel's death scene. So I knew it happened, but I didn't know how it happened. I didn't know the lines that were said. I didn't know any of it. So, and I didn't know when it happened in the game, just like I didn't know, but I was there for some days, and like, we're shooting a lot with Laura, and we're shooting a lot with this Abby character. And actually, while we were filming it, I had no idea who Abby was, really. I think eventually near the end of mocap filming, I went, oh, she's the surgeon's daughter. That's interesting. Okay. Because a lot of it, and I kept making this joke to the Naughty Dogs. I kept saying, damn you guys for making me like Abby so much during the filming.
Right.
I'm like, I see what you guys are trying to do, and you're very sneaky. But it wasn't until the finished product, because there were so many crucial scenes. Like, I didn't see the scene, the epilogue with Joel and Ellie on the porch after the barn. I had no idea. I remember later stuff being shot and thinking, oh, I guess they, like the whole thing in where was it, in California,
Catalina Island,
before
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. So like, I remember shooting all the stuff with Travis Willingham and Logic as the rattlesnakes, and I got to the end of their conflict of Abby and Ellie's, you know, I thought the end of it, I'm just like, did they cut all that? Because that was a lot of shooting. And I went, oh no, there's a whole nother hours of game here. So I really had no idea playing it, which I'm so thankful for, that I actually missed a number of those crucial days in the storytelling, so that some of it was still a mystery to me, because otherwise I still would have enjoyed the ride, but I still had that emotional impact, thankfully, that I was hoping and looking for as an audience member. So
nice.
I still just got to actually play something I've been in.
We're gonna make you do that. Best score in music. Greg called this one. Nailed it. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Which I wouldn't have picked. I wouldn't have known, but you do bring up a great point, Greg. How they release soundtracks. Everybody's obsessed with the soundtrack.
That's the whole reason I picked it, is that they release the soundtrack separately. They don't do that for me.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I can't take full credit. I just realized
my pick was Last of Us
soundtrack.
2.
Me too.
Yeah.
The music was used so exceptionally, I think.
Right. Well, that was the
As
only other option with the
element.
playing guitar. Like,
Mhm.
it's hard to say, like, what do they actually mean?
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I don't think
Yeah.
playing the guitar with the controller was actually a consideration in the award.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably not.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But I think
Probably not.
the use of music in that game goes far beyond just playing guitar with your
No, right.
and how it's integral in the story in so many ways. But
Right.
On top of that, how amazing was it that Troy got to introduce Eddie Vedder?
Oh,
hearing him
Jesus.
play that song was amazing.
And
Yeah.
that must have been a bucket list thing for Neil to like, I remember when we were shooting it, he was like, I don't know if we're going to get permission to use it. I want to use Pearl Jam. It was so important to him to have that song. And he like reached out to Pearl Jam's manager and he reached out to the band. He's just like, this is why I want to use it. This is why it's important. And then to have Eddie Vedder play it for the Game Awards, for the game, and then him even say a little after, he's just like, I get why they did this and I really like it. And I love what he said about, I hope this has people picking up guitars and playing music and writing songs to their loved ones. I thought this has come so awesomely full circle, especially for us 90s babies that, you know, grew up listening to Pearl Jam, whether we wanted to or not, because they were on the radio all the time.
I loved Eddie Vedder.
I love him as a musician and a singer-songwriter. So that was really cool to see. And I bet Neil was just over the moon that one of his heroes was honoring his game. Anyway, I just wanted to share that while you were talking about the music.
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility. The Last of Us Part 2.
Thank you, Walt. Thank you.
So many things.
Was that for hearing impaired? Is that what it was?
Hearing visual. There are wonderful, beautiful, tear-jerking videos of blind players playing the game.
What?
Well. Yes, because
we'll get those.
There's partially blind players that were like crying when they saw all the options, but also like completely blind players because you can change the audio cues. It's insane. If you go in there and like just look at the menu again at all the different, and it obviously to someone like I have, other than really bad prescription glasses, I am not burdened with any of that burden. I don't have those afflictions, but to those players that do, it made a huge difference.
There's so much here. This is what we've been, with myself and other people in the accessibility community, this is what we've been advocating for so long. There's so much here. This is why I do what I do.
Wow.
And they just went above and beyond. And you see it in Valhalla, at the beginning of Valhalla, a lot of options for players. I'm curious to see what other future releases, especially for the new consoles, have.
Pretty amazing.
That's
really
a great
inclusive.
topic. That's a great topic to win an award in.
Got that one.
Fighting Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Boom.
Which, Walt, I'm gonna where our next show, my friend from high school actually plays Rain in Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, so we're gonna interview him, see
I love Rain as a character. That's so cool.
Yeah. So
I have 11, but I got the base game. I haven't gone back to get all the DLC with, you know, Rambo and the T1000.
Yes.
T800, I guess. So I need to go back and get Rain. I enjoy Mortal Kombat. It's one of my favorite fighting games throughout the years. Yeah.
Agreed.
Discussing some of the trailers that were premiered. Anybody first impressions, favorites, things you're most excited about?
Well, the jaw-dropping moment for me was I wasn't expecting the Perfect Dark trailer.
Yeah, I
wasn't expecting it. I was hoping.
I
don't know much about the initiative. I know it's like all the top wigs at Microsoft, but I love Rare, the company, so much. Like GoldenEye, Banjo, I loved all their I loved Rare, and I didn't see the Rare logo on the trailer, which, you know, I wanted that nostalgia.
Well, it's also from it looks like Xbox is putting it out, and initially Perfect Dark was a Nintendo release. So I have no idea about properties or who bought what or took what, but I was completely blindsided by that. But then I saw the red hair at the end, and he said Agent Dark, and I went, that's really cool, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it running. And I guess they fixed a little bit of Halo Infinite. I saw some screenshots, and it looks significantly better than what we were shown.
Really good.
Yeah. So
I mean, not like that's going to help. But
look, I loved Xbox. It's just I think they dropped the ball a bit with this next generation, and you can see behind me. I want to put something Xbox behind me. It's just I just can't do that right now. I'm like right there, I think, but I just can't right now.
Getting back to the games, I want to play that one that's a freaking Little Nightmare kind of game. Dan, what was that?
Shady Part of Me. Shady Part of Me.
That looks really cool.
That
looks
really neat.
So good.
Yeah.
That's mine. That's mine.
I loved Little Nightmares and the
I
DLC.
did too.
It was really well done.
It.
And this looks like in that vein, yeah.
Right.
But getting back to Microsoft, they did have a game that I thought was going to launch with a system called Microsoft Flight Simulator. Since we're all stuck in a pandemic right now.
It won an award last night.
It did win an award last night, and I was looking forward to buying the Xbox for that game because I want to travel all over the world. I wanted to go, see the pyramids. I wanted to see Stonehenge and everything, but they announced it for later this 2021, like June, and they just dropped the ball on that one as well.
Now would have been such a perfect time for that game because nobody can go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
could
what
virtually
I said.
travel. It would scratch that itch for people. And it's so popular right now. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons. I mean, Animal Crossing. Like,
I want to fly over Walt's house and wave hi to him.
Yeah. I mean,
please don't.
Would have been incredibly popular anyway, just because it's such a famous franchise. But the timing of when it came out was so fortuitous for Nintendo. I mean, suddenly everyone's stressed out, everyone's stuck at home, and then you're given this game that is like
be social and go to each other's
and relaxing and
go to each other's island and
simple
see what
little
you did
things and you can go to your friends' islands and hang out with them and
so cool.
Get inspiration and see what they're doing. I mean, people held graduation ceremonies in Zoom Zoom in Animal Crossing. People had birthday parties, people had weddings in Animal Crossing. It's been a really amazing social experience, and I think so I'm really happy it won Best Family Game.
I met so many girls,
and I think that it
Animal
earned
Crossing.
Its nomination for Best Game of the Year because of that too. I mean, it was just a wonderful part of the year for a lot of people, I think.
The social benefit that it had was definitely made it a contender, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Walt, since I know how Dan and Greg reacted to it. How do you feel about
I know what you're gonna ask. Yeah.
Arc 2?
The trailer started. It's a long trailer, by the way. The trailer started, and I went, "Is this Horizon Zero Dawn?" No.
Yes,
Dan said the same thing.
And then I went, Vin Diesel? Is this Riddick? No.
What?
Is this another driver game? No.
This is Fast and the Furious.
What is Fast and Furious prehistoric Avatar?
Which would have been a better concept.
Which would have been. we need to get into our wooden cars and race the dinosaurs. I was so lost Libby was in the other room and I called out. I was like, "Oh, Vin Diesel's in a game." Okay, and it kept going, and I was like, "What is this?" And then when they finally revealed the dinosaur, I was still scratching my head. My dogs are fighting. Excuse me. And I just couldn't. I was like, "What?" Oh,
I was so distracted by Vin Diesel. I couldn't really take in everything else.
It was distracting to have him in that trailer. Unfortunately, or fortunately,
there was one good thing about that trailer. I don't know if it's going to sell games or not. I thought it was a little funny. The best thing they had about that trailer is they portrayed the Tyrannosaurus Rex with hair on its head.
Oh yeah,
which is actually accurate.
That was cool.
So
I think that's
I couldn't believe that.
Don't the dinosaurs in the first arc also have like spikes and
I don't know.
hair and
feathers?
I haven't.
Feathers.
There's
a lot of feathers.
I haven't played them. Evil Dead looks amazing.
Yeah, we got that on our list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Evil Dead looks
excited.
really, really fun. And it sounds like it's Bruce Campbell.
And I was like, Evil Dead!
It is. Yeah, I think it is.
It looks like multiplayer, almost like Left 4 Dead, or that other really cool zombie, the new Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood?
Yeah.
I think it's called.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Looks good. Yeah.
Really fun. Like the four of us should get. I forgot I'm here too. I see 3 of you, and then like, I'm the 4th person. We should all get on and play.
Yeah,
but
I would love to.
Evil Dead looks like they had the Knight from Army of Darkness, and they had Ash, and they had like just everybody fighting together at the cabin. Looked amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I want to be like holed up in the cabin, like fighting them. So cool.
Right.
So cool.
The thing that separates that from Back 4 Blood, I think, I really enjoy third-person shooters with the option to go first person. I don't think Back 4 Blood's going to have that, but I know this new Evil Dead game will, and it looked great. The humor's going to knock it out. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to have that Raimi humor, I think. That's necessary.
Yeah.
Quick questions, complete side note. Sorry, I haven't played it yet. I'm curious, and I have no idea. Cyberpunk, can you go from first to third or no?
Not yet, just in cars and vehicles. But I hope that, I don't know if that's going to take you out of the experience because it's all first person.
Okay.
I love third person. I was wondering if I developed this game, would I do that? I would not give that option for some reason. That's weird me saying that. So.
Do you think
it's more immersive that you're first person?
Yes, exactly.
That's cool.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I was just curious.
Do you think they didn't because of Grand Theft Auto?
I don't know. I think they wanted to separate.
That's what I'm saying.
A Grand Theft Auto type game, like big,
but it's not third. It's first.
No.
So that's what I'm saying is, will they stay away from third because it's different? You know, they want to stay different.
I think it's the
I prefer third, like you. I prefer.
Yeah,
I do.
So does that, Megs?
If I'm in a firefight, I prefer first. If I'm exploring, I prefer third. Like Skyrim, I would go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Witcher 3 was only third, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And that works just fine. But yeah, I'm saying from the same company. I'm excited. Did anyone see the Mass Effect announcement coming? I did not. I just heard about. Aren't they re-releasing the trilogy? I heard
that's another rumor that I hear. It's the same with Metal Gear Solid. It's like not confirmed yet, but there are a lot of people in the industry saying it's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Did you play those games?
Beautiful. I played all of 1. I played all of 2. I don't know how long into 3, and I went, I personally, and this is just my own whatever, I have found that EA, when they get a little too involved, especially with the third entry in a trilogy that they own, they go, let's make this co-op, or let's change the complete story so that we think this will make more money. And a lot is lost. I have also heard, contrary to that the ending of Mass Effect 3 is wonderful. I enjoyed 1 and 2 so much, and working with Commander Shepard, and I had the PS3 like collector's edition, so I could carry my Shepard from one to the next, and the cosmetics and stuff. But I do want to go back when they re-release it. I do want to go back and play all 3, but I never finished 3 because I felt it was just a little too actiony and not enough RPG elements, which is weird coming from me because I suck at RPG. I prefer shoot 'em up action. But I was so used to my Omni tool and everything and working with my group that I missed it. And I bring up EA because I feel like they did something very similar with Dead Space 3. They made Dead Space 3 co-op, and the game wasn't scary, and it was just very great. And I was such a huge fan of 1 and 2 and Visceral Games and the work that they did on it. Not to slam EA, that was just my thoughts on it. So to answer your question, I played 2.5 of the Mass Effect games.
That's exactly where I left off too, halfway.
I didn't even touch Andromeda. I didn't.
What's Andromeda?
Forget.
Now, speaking of space, though, like I'm really, the more and more I see of it, I'm so excited about Returnal. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah,
Returnal looks fun.
Yeah, Jane Lynch kicks ass in that game, right?
Jane Lynch.
She got out of Wreck-It Ralph and went, let's go do an actual game.
Like, I thought it was going to be called Glee in Space, but I'm glad they called it Returnal.
Oh my gosh.
Glee in Space would have been great.
Yeah.
But Walt, you said you had friends who actually played Hades and wanted that to win.
Yeah, my newfound friends over at Party Invite. I haven't played it yet. I've watched the trailers. I watched the review just before the Game Awards, and it looks beautiful. And the voiceover sounds amazing, and it looks really fun. It seems to have a very, I know it's its own thing, but it reminded me of Dead Cells, which I really like, which has the idea of you have to die in order to progress. Like you die a bunch of times, but each time the levels change, the characters remember you. You power up even though you've died, and you collect more things. So that seems fun and interesting. It seems like a blast to play. I just don't. It's time and where I'm putting my money these days.
Totally. Even with the pandemic, the average video game player is behind on what they're gonna play.
Oh yeah, we've got a pile.
Damn.
We've got a pile to get to, and we've played an enormous pile over the last year. For sure. And we still have more to do for sure. I know you're playing Odyssey. We're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm currently, you can see it on my screen, really deep into Immortals: Phoenix Rising, which is so fun. I highly recommend it. If you are not playing it yet, it's so fun and hilarious. And please tell me you pick up on all of Zeus's crazy innuendo that just makes me so happy throughout it.
It is amazing. It's like a Pixar.
Fun.
You're playing a Pixar movie.
The animation's incredible. It feels like you're watching a Pixar movie. It's really wonderful and so unique and light and fun compared to some of the heavier games out right now. So it's a really nice kind of balance.
Balance.
Sure.
That sounds necessary. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, can you tell us a little bit of what you did in Cyberpunk? I know you had a post. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, I was brought in near the end of the recording process, which was extensive, as I'm sure you guys can imagine. I think in Japan they released, like they showed the scripts, the physical scripts, all piled up on a table, and it was like 6 feet long and 4 feet high or something. It was of all the dialogue options and all, and that was in Japan. They're because of all the avenues, of all the NPCs, of all the literal alleys you can go down and little adventures that V can get into, they needed quite a number of sessions in the booth with not just the main V actors, but also this character that helps you. They had to get all of Keanu Reeves' stuff done in a timely manner so he could go off and do John Wick 4, or whatever he's going off and doing. So they were nice enough to bring me in near the end to just help kind of pick up the slack and do a lot of pickups. Gave me a wonderful folder of like, this is the world, this is this level cop, or this level cop, or this is security guard, this is how they talk. The nationalities of this game, there are so many nationalities represented throughout the world of Night City, and as a director, learning what those were, what they were supposed to sound like, and then the performers that they brought in were all those nationalities.
That's great.
If it was a Japanese character, it would be a Japanese actor. And there might be like a swear word in Japanese that they should say correctly, because I'm not going to be able to tell them how that sounds. And so just kind of working with the actor in that sense and letting them have the most organic performance. It was a really wonderful experience, and it helped me become a better director, working with a wide range of actors with this level of experience or this much experience at levels, but like, someone that's been in the business forever and someone that's just kind of starting out, and everyone was amazing to work with and super nice. And I was very lucky to be able to work with Side LA and help with the voiceover near the very end of the project, and even talk to some of the heads of the game over Skype or over the comms or Source Connect while we were trying to work. And I was actually playing Witcher 3 at the time because I was just so far behind on that game, and I was able to thank them and give them a compliment on those level of details that I noticed in Witcher 3, which was a unique experience. Just be able to be like, hey, I really appreciate this work as a gamer, thank you for doing that. So the experience overall was miraculous, and nice. I love directing. I'm out here to act. I went to school for acting. I want to be an actor, but I love directing too. You learn a lot as an actor, and vice versa. Communication is the biggest thing that I learned, is how to communicate, how to understand someone else when everyone's trying to go towards the same goal of how's this scene supposed to sound. So yeah, I hope that rambling answered your question.
Hey,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was looking for.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, on that note, I guess we'll wrap up here. Thank you so much for watching us as well, and thank you so much, Walt, for coming and joining us again. We have.
I love seeing you guys.
We love you, man.
You're going to become a permanent part of our show now, I think.
I am honored. Please, anytime. I'll talk about anything. I love it.
Yeah,
we love it too.
That's why you're perfect.
And I'm gonna watch all the episodes that Greg does, which I love, are so much fun. And then the drinks that Dan comes up with, I think I haven't gotten all the boozes for all of them yet, but I'm going to, they're
got a new one
bookmarked.
coming soon.
You're the best, man.
I love the content. You guys it's a fun channel, so thank you so much again for having me.
Yeah, we're having fun kind of exploring and finding our own unique take to things that are not that serious.
Right.
Yeah,
but they're serious.
Yes, they are.
They're more serious.
And
so
why you fit right in.
Check out all our other videos if you're wondering what is he talking about drinks and what is Greg's interesting, fun, weird episods and stuff.
So good.
Go to our channel, check out the other stuff. We got a big variety of fun things there. And while you're there, hit subscribe, share it with some friends, hit like, and thank you for joining us. Let's Get Serious. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Because bye.
See ya. That's our thing now.
That's a new thing.